What's up, people? You guys know I love Stormtroopers, so today we've got the Black Series Remnant Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian, and in this video we're going to open it up, take a super close look at it and see what we think. So let's do it. So how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bobby. If you haven't met me before, I'm one of the Pop Bros. We've got this channel along with my brother Link, and we love Funko Pops, toys and collectibles. So in keeping with our recent theme of showing you some more things that we love apart from just Funko Pops, here is the Star Wars Black Series Remnant Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian. Super cool, weathered looking Stormtrooper. And already, before you even take him out of the box, you can see he looks awesome, right? So, speaking of the box, a quick look over it. It's in the new style Black Series box with this angled cutaway. Most of the new Mandalorian figures have come in now. On the front, you can obviously see the Stormtrooper, and on this side here, the super cool looking artwork of the Stormtrooper, which if you stand all the boxes along together, they all join together and they make a cool picture. And then on the back, again, that same artwork and the usual boring reading stuff in multiple languages. And on the other side, you can see a little bit of his blaster and some sellotape, which we need to open. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to take an up close look and have a look and see what we think about the figure, right? But before we do that, just super quickly, I've got a whole bunch of toys that I haven't opened yet. I really need to get to it. This is the first one of many that will be coming up on the channel. So please, if you do enjoy these videos, do let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything I can do better. Apart from that, let's look at the Stormtrooper. So before we get to the actual Stormtrooper himself, a quick look at the one and only accessory that you get in the box with this guy. And it is the standard Stormtrooper E11 blaster, I believe it's called. And pretty cool sculpt, looks cool, looks nice. It's just solid black. There's no extra details or weathering or anything on it. Maybe a little touch of silver paint, particularly like in this bolt kind of part here, which I know they have when you look at a real blaster on screen. Apart from that, it's what it is, right? It's a blaster, it looks cool, and he can blast people with it. And here is the Stormtrooper himself standing in that generic pose that he was in the box. I haven't adjusted him at all yet, so let's take a look. I was super excited when I saw these Mandalorian Stormtroopers for the first time in the show. I thought they looked super badass, being all beaten up and battle damage and everything else. So, was really excited to get the figure of this. Looking at him up close, you can see he's got the slightly green tinted lenses of a classic Stormtrooper. Lots and lots of chips and battle damage on his armor, and that kind of yellowy, sandy, weathering look as if he's been out in a sandstorm forever. Almost sort of sand trooper colored in a way, right? Off the top of my head, I don't remember them being quite so yellow in the show. It was more like dirty rather than like sandy yellow, if I remember rightly, but it looks awesome nonetheless. Just looking over some of the detail, you can see the full armor covered in chips and like some of those details in the suit underneath as well with all the textures in it. Super cool looking figure. However, one thing I noticed as soon as I got it out of the box was the back. So you can see there's almost a line halfway through this trooper where all the battle damage and everything stops, and it's just a slightly yellowed Stormtrooper. Apart from on the leg, look. There's a little bit on the back of the leg, but apart from that, the rest of the body, it has no damage or anything on the back of the helmet, on the back of the trooper, on the back of anything. It's really weird how it just kind of cuts off. Looks super beaten up from the front, but from the back, there's like literally nothing going on there, which is really weird. So he doesn't have a holster for his little blaster like some of the other troopers do. I don't know if that's true to the show or not, to be quite honest with you. But he looks kind of boring like that. Let's see what his articulation is like. Starting off with the head, we've got some side to side. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. And then back to front, you've got quite a good range of motion back to front there. A little bit of body movement there. But on the head itself, pretty good articulation. And you've got left and right. You can do a little bit of looking up as he's looking away. So you can get this guy into some super cool poses, like he's looking at an X-Wing coming into land or something, and he's like, hey, hey. And the most important question that all figure reviewers have to ask is, does the head spin 360 degrees? Yes, it does, because you will be using that feature all the time. Anyway, moving down the body a little bit, you've got a separate armor piece here, which is moving, which allows for this body movement. There you've got a bit of get his arm out of the way. You've got some back and forward in the actual body, in the torso area, which is quite a lot of motion there really. And then in the waist you've got nothing. There's no swivel in the waist itself. There's a little bit of turn in the body as well, so you can actually get this guy in some good positions using that part of the body to turn. Coming onto the arms, you've got you can get his arms up about this far. The pauldron on his shoulder does kind of get in the way, however you can lift it over his arm a little to get it to move, but it starts to go a bit weird when you get it too far up, so you can't really go any further than, I'm trying to force it here, I don't want to break it, but you can't really go any further than that on the arm. And straight down, you've got a full turn. The pauldron again starts to get in the way, right? So I don't want to destroy him by trying to force it too much, but you can get this to sort of move around. The pauldron is actually fixed to the top of the shoulder there, so it allows the arm to move underneath it. But I can see if you have him in a weird pose, that's going to get stuck, or it possibly could come off, which you really don't want to happen, right? On the elbow, what have we got here? We've got a single joint on the elbow, which gives him a fair bit of motion there. We've got the blaster holding pistol trigger finger on there. You've got full twist in the hand all the way around. Is there a hinge in there? There's very slight movement in the hand in that direction, but barely anything. It's not great, it doesn't stay. There's no rotation at the bicep, and there's rotation at the elbow. Coming down to the legs, you've got there's some sort of ball joint in there, right? The forward action, you can get it forward, but it kind of comes out as well at the same time. But you can get it right forwards, and back is hindered by the armor. You can go about that far back before it hits that armor, and to the side you can get about that much motion before it starts to, again, it's hindered by the armor. I think there's more movement in there, but it catches the armor there, right? Then in the knees, we've got single joint knees, gives you about that much, which is fine, right? That's fine. And then in the feet, you've got that on the ankle, moving, tilting forwards and back, and then you've got some left and right, like swivel sort of motion, and that allows you to position him in better poses without his feet being like off the floor, or you can keep his feet flat on the floor and hopefully give him some stability while his feet are not standing perfectly straight up like he was in the box. This other leg has an extra little bit of armor on here. That doesn't hinder the movement at all compared to the other leg, and on the right arm it's exactly the same, and we've got the same hand again, and as usual with Black Series, no alternate hands, so I would like a waving hand or something different so I could change it out so he doesn't have to have this weird, you know, he comes with one blaster but he's got two blaster holding hands and no other alternatives. I wish Black Series did more alternate hands so you could at least change one of them for like a come along, move along hand, you know, do you know what I mean? But apart from that, the other arm is going to be the same, and the head is awesome. Rumor has it that there is actually a head sculpt under there. You can kind of see that there is a head underneath there. It's hard to see on camera, but I've seen people take these off by heating it up, but I'm not going to bother doing that. It's a basic blank head sculpt with no paint on it. Super cool movement in the head. I'm really pleased with that, to be fair. Can make him look pretty cool in some photos. And speaking of making him look cool, it's time to do what we normally do with these figures now and see just how cool can we make him look. So from standing there looking like a lifeless doll, let's see what we can do with him. watching, people. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a super cool figure, right? How can you go wrong? A couple of things about it that could have been better, but there always is. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more videos from us, you can either watch one by clicking here right now, or you can click that subscribe button, and there'll be plenty more coming in the future.